Anyway, we see there's more scales out there. I'm actually going to send my heroes off to fight while I'm pissing around with this guy. Hello, Miko. You're the one who's been inflicting such casualties to the Shadow Army, aren't you? Listen to me, this forest provides foul materials that Shadow Smiths use in forging weapons for the armies of the Lord of Destruction. The labour is all carried out by slaves. Soon, they and their masters will appear. You can strike a crippling blow to Menzies and the Shadow Army by destroying the Shadow Overlords and allowing the slaves to escape. Now, it says slaves. I think you only actually end up saving one on the quest, which is a bit weird. But okay, I'll help save your friends. Oh, holy shit. Oh, man, that scared me. That actually really scared me, seeing that everybody in a meteor shower there. Party window on. I'm using shelter. God, I'm skirting around it so much, I may as well just show you guys. Look, these are the builds that I'm using. You can check out EFG Jack's video for it, though. Like I said, there's loads of tutorials. But basically, this is what I'm hoping. I've not tested this build in the underworld yet. This is what I'm hoping to clear the underworld on, though. So we'll see. The thing is, when you get to the underworld, it's much less about your builds and much more about, well, it's A, about the builds, and B, about, I mean, one of the hardest quests in the game there, the Four Horsemen, and the very end, it's just so hard. It becomes about knowing what to do as much as it does about having a good team. At least there's nothing dickish here in the Fissure of Woe that will just completely catch you off guard, unlike in the underworld, where you do the slightest thing and you will have no indication that's going to happen, but something that will happen that kicks you out because somebody's going to die. Anyway, right, so I don't really want to over-aggro that much. I'm a bit scared now because of what happened at the start. I can't believe I nearly wiped at the start. God, it must be like 3 episodes ago now, but I'm still ranting about it. And you guys are going to sit there and listen. No. Okay, so this is just going to be another field fighting thing. So what can I really talk about? There's hydras here, mango hydras. I think they're only really used, there's no lore for them. The only reason they use hydras, I think, is because hydras were also kind of in the end game at the end of Prophecies, if you remember. In the Fire Island chain, and this is very much like the Fire Island chain here. What I think is quite cool is you see like these little mini volcanoes. I think they're kind of artistically done to make it look like they're chopped down trees, but the trees are full of lava, which is a really cool image in my head. I don't know, that's what I kind of thought of when I first saw them. And obviously some trees are still here, but they're all burnt down and dead. There is a region, I should probably focus on the fight. There is a region here that's still got life in it, and that's one of the first places you should really go. If we'd continued with the Tower of Courage stuff, that's where we'd have gone, but it looks like it's probably going to be the last place we go now. Another thing about this quest, actually, accepting the quest, hold on, let me bring Avatar. Accepting the quest actually spawns more things, which makes these fields a bit harder to fight in. I think Wiki suggests that you clear the whole fields first and then go back and do it. In my tests, I found the team was strong enough to just completely destroy it, though, anyway, so we'll see. Okay, so we're quite far pushed up into the burning forest now, and as you can see, there's a very like a bit of a fire going on some of these trees right in the middle, and see a hell of a lot of enemies up here. Look at them all, and a windmill, which is pretty crazy. No idea why there's a windmill there. I think that's actually an Ascalonian windmill. I know we definitely see some Ascalonian buildings later. Yeah, so I don't know whether there's any real reason for it, but we do. So really, I might just cut it again, but I just wanted to demonstrate to you guys. You can look on the compass in particular if you don't believe me. There are lots of monsters over there, and right in the middle, a single enslaved hero. I mean, so the quest makes you think you're going to save many, but you're not. I wonder if maybe when they were developing the quest at first, they had lots of different heroes sort of dotted around that they were going to pick. But in any case, this is what we've got to work with now. So I guess, yeah, I'm just going to cut it or speed it up like mad until we've killed them all. Okay, hi guys. As you can see, I've done quite a dent into them now. There's not much left. I'm still not sure whether I could kill them all sort of in one pull, but so I'll probably get them in 2, but yeah. I've also left a shard wolf down in the middle of the forest out there for us to kill, so I'll show you where that is. I almost killed it, and then I realised, oh shit, I'm fighting a shard wolf. I didn't have fraps or audacity set up, so I was just like, oh, I'll leave it alive so everybody can see. See, my only worry is that as soon as we've saved the slave, it's going to turn, things are going to be able to kill it, because obviously right now it's in the middle here, and none of them want to fight it. But I'm worried that the second it makes its long, slow walk back out of the burning forest, everyone's going to be angry at it, and it will walk straight into the shard wolf. I don't know how slow it moves though, so hopefully we'll be able to finish this off and then just go pick up the shard wolf anyway. Alright, so only one shadow overlord is left. What do the shadow overlords actually look like? They don't even look like anything, do they? They're just regular. Oh no, there we go. They look like the abyssals. See, I almost called them At-K then. Oh, I don't know why. They don't even look alike. One looks like a bull. The only thing is that they're both black, kind of spiky creatures that you find in the realms of the gods. Anyway, okay, so he's moving back. The enslaved hero. Does he actually have anything to say to us? I don't think he does he? No. Okay. Well, lovely. All right, that's 7 out of 11 done. Man, I thought it was gonna. This has taken ages, actually. I don't know what, but I feel like it's kind of flown by at the same time. But there you go. It's probably going to be more than 3 episodes, actually. So here we go. There's the shard wolf. Very easy to kill. I know they have some defensive abilities. Like, you'll watch him try and get off an armor of... Oh, no, he didn't even try and do it, but there you go. Alright, so that's that quest done. Now all we have to do is walk back to... I can't remember what it was called. Miko the Unchained. Yeah, Miko the Unchained. To accept this reward. And then we're going to go all the way back to here to accept that reward. And then we're going to go all the way back to the battlefield for a quest that's there, and then we're going to go all the way back to the Tower of Courage to go to the final area, which is a forest, which is a pretty cool place. So now that we're free, I shall seek the judgment of Grenth. May he consider how we have suffered here before choosing our fate in the underworld. So this is quite an important line here. Grenth is a judge. When everybody dies, okay, I want to make this clear. When everybody dies, they are taken. The Canthans believe by the envoys. The envoys kind of muddy the water a little bit, but if we just ignore those, everybody ends up at the underworld, which is one of the afterlives, and people can stay there as an afterlife. But the first thing that ever happens to people is they go to the underworld to be judged by Grenth, and he decides which of the other afterlives they go to, whether they go to eternal paradise or whether they come here to the Fissure of Woe. And like I said earlier, I'm not quite sure whether coming to the Fissure of Woe is meant to be a punishment or just for those who love to fight. And the other thing is, Grenth judges where people go. I'm not sure whether Grenth just judges humans or whether he judges all of the races of the world. And if he does judge all of the races of the world, do the races go... See, what I quite like as an idea is, if you're a Norn and you believe in the spirits of the wild, maybe Grenth will see that and say, alright, okay, well, you believed in the spirits of the wild, I'll send you to this afterlife, and that maybe that afterlife you go to there has got nothing to do with the human gods or any of these realms. Maybe it's somewhere completely different. The Norn actually believe... I still haven't come... while I'm filming this, I'm in the middle of filming Eye of the North. I've still not come across the dialogue yet, but there is a Norn at one point who mentions something called the Hall of Spirits. And that sounds very much like the Hall of Heroes, doesn't it? So the Norn believe in something very similar to that. I guess they aspire to go to the Hall of the Heroes as well, which is, of course, another afterlife, but it's not really associated with any of the gods. It's just the greatest heroes that lived end up going there. So yeah, it's quite interesting, isn't it? And I don't know whether other races end up at Underworld at all. Maybe it's something else that judges where they go. But definitely for humans, you die, the envoys perhaps come, guide your spirit. You go into the big like spirit river, which I've forgotten the name of, that goes through lots of the different afterlives. Like you can see it flowing through the realm of torment. And if you remember, Abaddon tried to dam it. And eventually it will take you through the rift, which is in the center of the mists. And you go through the rift to get to any place. And you'll go through in this river, through the mist, through the rift, into the underworld, where you will then be judged to go to a different afterlife. And that's basically the process of what happens to humans when they die. I hope I made that clear, because it's quite an unclear process, and you have to sort of take bits of lore from all these different places and all of the different games and sort of stitch it all together to actually get the full story of what happens. And even then it's a bit ambiguous and weird, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're going to come up here. I can't believe I just talked the whole way through that. No, we're not going to come up here, are we? We're going to speak to the Eternal Lord. I genuinely thought I was going to cut that walk, but I guess not. Don't resent me for it. And he says, "Glory be to Balthazar and those who heed his call. With the Shadow Lord destroyed, the cowardly forces of Menzies now know that their doom is nigh." Okay, that's everything here. I call this the central hub. It's not that much of a hub, really. It's in the middle. If you actually think about it, the map is a little bit like the Realm of Torment was, isn't it? A big circular thing. In that case, the Ebony Citadel of Malix. Wow, there was an obsidian shard here? Really? And I didn't pick it up? Oh, I bet I've got a million comments on one of the previous episodes. "Oh, you missed an obsidian shard. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up." It's okay, guys. I've got it. I've got it. It's all good. I wonder if I've missed another one as well, and everybody's shouting about that. Oh, well. Okay. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, the Ebony Citadel in the middle and the regions around it. It's kind of the similar kind of format, isn't it? Except you're free to go wherever you want in the Fissure of Woe. You're not forced to sort of go clockwise depending on where you came in. Right, okay, so we'll come back to this place here with the Eternals that spawned. Hopefully they haven't died because I didn't exactly clear this place out too well. Oh, another Shard Wolf here, by the way. Like I said, one in every region. We found one there, there. Have we found one there? I think we did find one there. We found one on the beach, in the cave. Well, there wasn't one in the cave, but we went through the cave to get to it. Now one here. I think that leaves one where we started and one there, which means 2 left. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, two left. Cool. Okay, good to know. I'm on progress for that. So yeah, more undead. Why are there undead here? I don't know. It's so odd. Am I near the right camp? Oh no, I'm near Menzies camp now. So this is Menzies camp over here, and he's got these big dragons up there. I'll talk about those in a minute. They're called dragon liches, which is very interesting. We need to go get the quest first though. Oh, I'm crippled. The one thing with this team build I'm using that's annoying is there doesn't seem to be any condition removal. I could add some, but I don't know. The thing is, getting through Underworld, everything has to be so precise. So I thought I'd get you. My personal build will change when we go to Underworld as well. I'm going to be relying on red rock candies, as you've probably seen in my inventory. No, you haven't. Oh, well, I'm going to be using red rock candies. Hold on. Let me stop going off on tangents. I need to go to the base. There we go. Okay. So we've got Comriel, Zuratai, and a nameless weaponsmith. I don't know how they pick their names here. It's a bit weird. Guild Wars is quite good. Anytime you've got a race and they've got names, they tend to all follow like a certain pattern. It's quite cool. So like in Ore, they've all got Arabic names. But yeah, okay. Oh, also something cool, very minor thing. You see he's got a shield there. Wiki tells me that he's the only Eternal to have a shield, which is quite cool because it's kind of fits into the whole point that the Eternals are Balthazar's people and they're just kind of living to fight and they don't even really give a crap about defense that much. Also, you know the fact he's a weaponsmith? But he doesn't actually give us any weapons. I wonder if that's because... some say it's not the weapon that kills, it's the person who wields it. Perhaps so, but a good weapon helps. I think that's a quote to a movie as well. But yeah, it's curious. I do wonder whether when they were first developing the Fissure of Woe, they were going to have sort of obsidian weapons as well as obsidian armour. But then it never happened. I don't know. Maybe that's a long shot. But okay, so we want to speak to Comriel here to complete this quest. So, the army of Menzies will soon be upon the battle plain, and it shall be my duty to lead the Eternals against them. The enemy cannot overcome the power of Balthazar, but I have sent some dark sorcery upon the battlefield. Some new trick of the deceiver, Menzies. Quickly, before the Shadow Army has mustered, go into the camp across the battlefield and strike down the priest of Menzies. Then bring to me any unholy texts you may find. That is how we shall discover the nature of this dark sorcery. Okay, I will do what I can. And I'm being shouted to by people in my house because my dinner's ready. So I'm going to take a break, guys. This probably won't be the end of an episode. If it is, I'll eat my hat. But yeah, so I'll see you guys in a second. See you in a bit. Okay. Oh, I'm back. Right. Man, I've had so many breaks. I must have been in FO for so long now. Alright, okay. So what were we doing? We were... Oh yeah, we were about to attack this battlement. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, let's continue on. So the quest is... oh yeah, it's called Army of Darkness. Speaking of references, I think that's a reference to a film title as well. There's a film out there called Army of Darkness. I don't know whether they're similar or not, but it's sort of in terms of content. But yeah, that's what Wiki says anyway. So basically, all we have to do is assault their battlement thing there. You can see their priest is right there, the priest of Menzies. In fact, being the priest of Menzies is like one of the highest ranks really we ever hear about. Sort of like we don't know how Menzies structures his armies, for instance, but we do know that there are certain more powerful things. For instance, the darkness that were at the tomb of the primeval kings. Wow, was that lag there or what? But also there's this priest here. There's also someone in the Realm of Torment, like one of the most powerful bosses. Just he's not got any lore or any stories. He's just sort of one of those bosses you can capture skills from, who's regarded as being one of the more powerful units of Menzies. But yeah, okay, so the interesting thing about this quest, I'm not sure if you can actually just sort of go there and kill him anyway. You kind of got to go around the back, I think, is the idea. The most interesting thing here are these big bone dragons, these dragon liches. Bone dragons, again, this is something, I don't know whether it's just been so long since I did prophecies that I've kind of forgotten that I was clear about it or not. But the dragons are quite interesting. basically we knew that the only bone dragons we met before were amongst all of the undead, which came from Or, right? That were assaulting Kryta, and they were being led by the Vizier, who was using the Scepter of Or, which came from Or, and is potentially using Zaitan's power. So kind of a lot of people assume that the bone dragons are just undead versions of real dragons, perhaps, just like how in Cantha there are a lot of dragons that lived around there, not necessarily westernized dragons, but they were dragons nonetheless. The kind of idea is that maybe there were these dragons in life and now they've just been reanimated. But now we're seeing bone dragons essentially out here in the realm, or in one of the realms of the gods, which kind of confuses things a little bit more. And even more than that, they're called dragon liches. So liches in Guild Wars, we've obviously had one really big powerful lich that we fought. By the way, this guy hurts like a beast. I've got a lot of protective stuff up, but if he hits you, he can like kill a caster in just a couple of hits. It's pretty hardcore. But yeah, so liches in Guild Wars, we've obviously knew one. The most important one was the Vizier, who seems to have been connected with Or in some way. He only became a lich because of Or, because of the dark magic that happened there. And there is another lich that we will meet in a dungeon. You remember the Shards of Or dungeon, which we kind of walked through already? I've already done a video on that, but we haven't gone inside. The big boss at the end of that is a lich as well. So we're kind of seeing these liches being associated with Or in some way, and now we've got these giant dragons which seem to have something to do with Or as well. So I don't know, it seems weird. You could take it in any number of directions. We really don't know enough to take it in any valid ones, if you ask me. But if you guys have got any ideas about this, please feel free to let me know, because some of you come up with such interesting stuff that like I'd never considered. So I do love to hear your thoughts on it. But yeah, that's it. The other thing is and I was going to talk about this more, and I probably will when we do that Shards of Or episode, but that boss, that Lich boss at the bottom of the Shards of Or, is actually using skills identical to the skills Palawa Joko was using in the Norn tournament, which kind of suggests Palawa Joko might, if you follow the train of thought, have something to do with Or and have something to do with Zaitan's power. We of course know that Palawa Joko is at war with Zaitan's forces come Guild Wars 2, so maybe he was, I mean, I'm really going way off here, but maybe Zaitan had liches that he created for himself, and Palawa sort of turned his back on him. I mean, we don't know very much about where Palawa Joko came from, so that'd be a cool story, wouldn't it? If he was a bit like Blint, but more evil. Like he didn't agree with the way of the Elder Dragons destroying the world, but he did want to still own it. So he stayed evil, but he just sort of turned his way from the Elder Dragons. That would be cool. I would love to see a storyline like that. Anyway, I'm way off topic. The Priest of Menzies, you kill him easy. Once again, just a really easy boss. The bosses were so easy. Pick up the unholy text, which looks pretty cool, doesn't it? There's something else in the game. Can I actually have a good look at that texture? It's like there's something else in the game that looks just like this. I think it's like a tome. I want to say the Orion tome, but that could just be because I've just been talking about Or a lot recently. In any case, you don't learn what's in the tome, sadly. It's not like our hero's handbook that we got while we were playing through Eye of the North or any of that. You just give it to the guy and he says, "Oh, thank you." See, this quest also, it strikes me that this was supposed to be like the first in like a quest chain, because he kind of hints, "Oh yeah, we learn about the dark sorcery," and it seems like the perfect kind of quest where they then follow up and say, "Oh yes, so now here's what we do to fix the dark sorcery," right? But it doesn't happen, so I don't know. Half of me wants to say it's a shame. Another half of me kind of resents ArenaNet for doing this elite area and making it an elite area just because it takes a damn long time to do, and they're going to stick you in here for 3 hours. Especially, remember what I said about the pacing of the combat when the game first came out, and sticking you in there for 3 hours, and then there's the potential that you'll wipe at the end. That's not fun. They're much better as time went on. Like the Eye of the North dungeons are way better. Anyway, sorry, again, off topic. Comreal, here you go. Here you go, buddy. Balthazar will look with pride upon your deeds. We will uncover what dark secrets are held within this unholy text, and armed with that knowledge, we shall crush the Shadow Army and drive them before us. Brilliant. Okay, 3 quests. Right, one of them is the Shard Wolves. We already killed the one in this area, didn't we? I think we did. I don't know. I forgot stuff while I was out eating dinner. So now we want to go find the last 2 Shard Wolves left. Hold on. Did we kill one here? I'm sure we did. Yeah, there was one there and one there. Right, okay. So this path here off on the right, that takes you to a forest, which is basically where we want to go next, but we've got to speak to the guy in the Tower of Courage first. See, you could streamline this a lot more. I've done it in a bit of a weird order just to demonstrate to you guys everything that's going on here. Obviously, you can grab all the quests at once and then sort of zoom through foe. Like I said, people can solo this in an hour. I mean, that's kind of how fast you can do this. But basically, we're going to go to the Tower of Courage, and then we're going to come back up to this path. So I'll cut it, and then I'll cut it again. See you guys in a second. Okay, back here at the Tower of Courage, and we can speak to Rast again. Hello, buddy. Sorry it took us so long. He says, the forest to the north has long been allied with neither Balthazar nor Menzies. The god of war has allowed this neutrality so long as the Wailing Lord has not interfered with our forces. Of late, the Wailing Lord has